Okay, so I've been in the fitness and health space for over 30 years. I basically grew up in gyms for the same amount of time, even while attending nursing school. So I graduated nursing school in 1997, and I truly wanted to help people, and the medical profession was a blessing. And as you know, the medical system has its own flaws just like anything else, right? So I did see some amazing recoveries along with some extremely devastating losses. And I've come out of these experiences a more wise individual for sure. So I left nursing 4 years ago. I opened up my own gym with my husband, and I coach women over the age of 40 to help them to just get strong through strength training and proper nutrition. Because in my profession, I really have seen elderly people or people who aren't strong in body, mind, and spirit. When they have a simple procedure like an appendectomy, or they need, a black chole, they don't tolerate it well because their bodies can't handle the trauma because they just aren't well. So it's now my mission to teach women to get strong through strength training and food. So I want to get right into nitty-gritty menopause because it seems to be a hush-hush subject for some reason, and women may be embarrassed to talk about it. But what I've seen is if you open up a safe space for women, then we can openly share our experiences. So I just want to quickly take a brief look into why I've decided to take a deep dive into the menopause space. So I had my third and final child at the age of 42. I'm now, so around 4 years ago, I had my very first hot flash. I was not sure it was actually a hot flash, but as they continued, they got worse to the point where I'm driving my 14-year-old son who's going through puberty. And I'm driving him to his gymnastics class in the middle of winter in New England. It's below 20 degrees, and I had to roll down the window, stop the car, literally take my coat off, put the AC on, and he has no clue what's going on, except that it's freezing, right? And I'm acting like a crazy person because I swear if I sweat anymore, I'm just gonna die, right? It's like this panic. So I'm like, I'm so hot, I gotta get these clothes off, I gotta get the cold air in, And then a few minutes later, I'm freezing cold, right? The next thing I notice is my skin on my face is getting old like at an accelerated pace to the point where I'm considering Botox. And I'm the most natural person around, right? And then the brain fog is my most concern due to the fact that I am now playing charades with my husband just so he can guess the word that will not come out of my brain, right? Then of course, low libido, yelling at my husband. And I have 3 sisters. So I asked my sisters, what's going on? And I said, one of my sisters said, well, Christy, my older sister, she's very depressed. And a month ago, I thought she wanted to die. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know. So we don't talk about it. It's just so even my sisters don't talk about it, right? My sister Lisa got some hot flashes, and my other sister is just floating through it because she kind of floats through life anyway. So I decided to go to my OB-GYN last June and get my blood work done and discuss my symptoms and tell him everything, especially about my brain fog, because that is really something I'm very concerned about. And I was really expecting a caring and empathetic response. But instead, he accused me of watching Dr. Oz and told me I needed to go to my primary care to get a CAT scan of my brain to rule out something that might be going on, especially if I want to go on HRT that will cause blood clots and cancer. So I don't watch Dr. Oz. I don't even know anything what he preaches. I don't own a TV. I gave up cable about 15 years ago. Me and my husband don't even have cable. We don't pay for it. I don't know why Dr. Oz came into the conversation, right? But just recently I saw another doctor, and I've been doing a real deep dive into this, and someone said on Instagram, a man has 18 drugs for low libido, but what does a woman have? I don't know if they have any. If a man's, if a man's balls shriveled up, right, it's going to be a different story. It's going to be an epidemic of some sort.